and welcome back to another episode of SUNILS, ladies and gentlemen. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a long-term ownership review of the new OnePlus Nord 2 5G edition, ladies and gentlemen, and how it's been for the past 6 months that I've been owned it. I'm going to tell you all the good points as well as the bad points of this phone, and I'm also going to tell you whether this is the phone to buy in the year 2022 with the price point of $37,500. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit this road, right? And if you're not yet seen the unboxing of this video, link is down in my description below. Go check it out for yourself. Feel free to hit the like button while you're at it. Ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be talking about the OnePlus Nord 2 5G edition with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. So I had this phone for about 6 months or so, and I'm going to tell you all the good things as well as the bad things about this phone. So without any further ado, let's get started. First off, on the back is the matte back texture of this phone. It's epic, although it's plastic and it's good to hold for long periods of time, but I don't know whether it's gonna be the same for another 2-3 years or so. You get the point, right? But that's not the first thing. I'll talk more about that on the other side of this video. So next up, it's a little bit rough on the back side of the phone, but we can get over that. It's all nifty peaks that I'm telling you right now. But that's one thing about one thing I like about this phone is the matte back texture of this phone. It's very good, it's easy to handle, and also it does not hurt your palm for long periods of time when you're using it for gaming and stuff. And the second up is the screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 90 Hz refresh rate panel with a 6.4 inch a fluid AMOLED display and a resolution of 1080 pixels with 410 ppi pixel per inch. And it's always very good to watch content on this movie, especially the movies, the games, etc. And that's the second thing about this phone. The third thing is going to be the performance. As told before, this is a 12GB RAM model with a MediaTek processor, and also I told you this also available in a 4 gigs model and an 8 gigs model. I'm not sure whether the 4 gig is still available on their website, but rate depends, and also other things. If you have not seen my tech spec review and my first review of the OnePlus Nord 2, link is obviously down in the description below for the full video. Go check it out, then you might understand what I am talking about. And also within Oxygen OS on the phone, it's pretty good to use. It's fluent and easy, and also it is not cluster proof on the phone. I'm really into small things, especially when it comes to electronic side of things. So on that subject, this phone excels my expectations. Next up, good things about this is the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. As also told before, it has 3 sets of cameras. One is the main camera, telephoto, and a wide camera. Well, the 50 megapixel wide and an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel mono cameras. Well, it's good for taking photos, but there are some bad things also. More on that later, ladies and gentlemen. And on the video side of things, while we're at the cameras, it can record from 4K at 24 up to 30 frames a second, not 60, while other phones do it. Okay, I can accept it. Next up is the slow motion, ladies and gentlemen. Slow motion is around 120 frames per second, not 240, right? And also it's a 1080p only. So that's about the cameras. I'll tell you more about the cameras, whether it's good for taking photos as well as videos on the bad side of the things on the other side of the video. But let's get up next onto the good side of the things. Next up is the battery life, ladies and gentlemen. Although it has a 4400 milliamp battery, it's not up to the mark of the other spec phones in this price point in today's market, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk about more on that in other side of the video, battery side. And also it comes with a 65 watt warp charger, which charges your phone from 0 to 80 in about 35 minutes or so. I've tested it. It's good. 35 to 45 minutes. Let's keep it at like it's 50-50 on both sides. But whether the warp charger is going to kill your battery in a couple of years, Well, I'm not sure about that, but I got the perfect one, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know more about the warp charging and whether will it affect these, the latest gens of smartphone, well, there's a good video for you, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Browning, MKBHP, has already done a video on that. Does the 65-watt charger actually kill the latest smartphones? I link the full video down in the description below. Go check it out if you want to see more of that. And if you want to know more, let me tell you a secret. Even some phones can be charged at 240 watts. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right, 240 watts. If you want to know more about that, check out Marcus Brownie's channel and his latest video. Link is down in the description below. Go check it out. Obviously, as I told you, and that's about the good things that I have found in the past 6 months that I owned it, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is gonna be the bad things. Strap on your seatbelts. It's gonna be many, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some of the bad things, as I found out right now. First off, the speakers on this, ladies and gentlemen. Although the screens is beautiful to see the movies, the phone speaker is not as good. Although it has, I think so, a Sony speakers inside and a tweeter or something like that. I'm not sure about the internals of the speaker. If anyone knows, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Make sure to read it. Anyway, that's one thing. The speakers, what I was saying, yeah, the speakers are not up to the point as the other smartphones in latest generations, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me give you a sample of the sound coming from the OnePlus 2 Nord 2 5G. Take a listen. Okay, I hope you had a listen to that. Might have heard the sound is good. The bass as well as the low end of the sound is pretty good. But when it bumps up to the higher end and when you're hearing, lot of jazz and as well as rock music, there tends to be a slight vibrations as well as some distortions in the speaker. Well, if you're watching a lot of, Amazon Prime content and a lot of, action movies like the Die Hard 4 or the latest Jack Reacher movies, then probably are not gonna like it because of the lot of distortions, and that makes the speech of the characters on the phones not audible, only the background is audible. So that's something that should be worked out. I don't think it's a speaker fault. I think it is a software issue. I'm not sure, but this phone has a lot of software issues. Maybe they'll correct it in the future or not. I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. This is a budget phone. I'm not even sure whether this phone will be continuing in the next generation. Already I think so there's a new Nord edition of it also. You can, if you want, check out OnePlus's website. Link is down in the description as well. And next up, next up on the vlog, as the screen suggested, the screen, although it's bright enough to see the movies and content, well, that is only when you're in a dark side of your room. Well, it has a 440 ppi pixel per inch display with a 90 Hz refresh rate, but it's not as fluid as when you take it outside in your normal situations. In high sunny or normal sunny conditions, the phone does not even show the screen. You've been seeing the video right now. Well, you have to bump the brightness up to 100% in order to see some of the screen some of the content that you're watching on the screen. So that's pretty bad. I don't know whether it's a software issue or the hardware issue, but when you drop the phone, if you increase the bat percentage as well as the working of the display, the charge reduces drastically, ladies and gentlemen. That's one bad thing I do not like about this phone. Next up, the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. Although it has a beautiful set of cameras, both front as well as back, I'm not tested yet the selfie camera, the front camera yet. I'm pretty sure it's good. It has a 50 megapixel main camera, a 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel mono cameras, ladies and gentlemen. It is not as good as the other smartphones in this price range in today's market, ladies and gentlemen. It takes good photos and pretty much that's it. So if you are hardcore photographer, you love photography, Please do not buy this phone, ladies and gentlemen. But if you are buying this phone only to use, just for your work, or you're not a crazy phone freak, then this is a phone for you. Maybe like your mothers or your fathers, they use only lightly, they take calls, use see WhatsApp and see some content on YouTube. That's your content of the day. Then this phone is the pretty good match for you, and I highly suggest you to take the 12 gigs RAM edition, as well as the 256 GBs of storage. That may that may come in handy when you're watching a lot of content on YouTube. If you're seeing a lot of content on YouTube, make sure to see my channel also, SUNILS View. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, turn on your post notification to receive daily updates on whenever I'm posting a video. Yes, I know the videos are taking a little bit long, but I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I will always give you the best of the best. The last video was not as good. I know I had some audio troubles with the mic, but this video will be epic. As you might see, this video is entirely recorded on a new mic setup, and that's why the voice is so clear and so crystal, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, enough of me blabbering, but do not forget to hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. And next up, I can show you some samples of the photos, but if you want to see it, here's some of the shots. And if you do want to see an in-depth review of the photos and videos, you can see my first review as well as the unboxing of the OnePlus Nord 2. Link is down in the description. Go check it out, as I told before. And also, next up, ladies and gentlemen, the RAM speed. Before I said this is a 12 gigs of RAM, ladies and gentlemen, with a MediaTek processor. It's all good and all when you use it as a normal phone, but you're a heavy phone freak and you're using a lot of apps at the same time. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Amazon Prime, playing content, games, Pac-Man, everything combined, then the phone might get a little hot as well as a little slow, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know again if this is a software issue or a hardware issue, but I hope there will be a lot of updates in the future and they might correct it too. So that's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, about this. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. This is a good phone indeed in specs of RAM as well as storage, but if you get only the 12 gigs of model 8 and the 4, anyway, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is my personal opinion. If you have any hate that I have spoiled your video, post it down in the comment section below. Feel free to roast me, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it. This is my goods as well as the bad things that I have found in this phone for the past 6 months that I owned it. If you do like it, okay. If you're not, no issues, ladies and gentlemen. As I told you before, this is my personal opinion. I liked it. So, well, let's see. What are the other phones that are worth buying in the year 2021 that is around the same spec point as the OnePlus Nord 2 and also in the same price spec at $37,500? So this is my choice, ladies and gentlemen. You might be confused. Let me clear the air up. Well, let's see. My opinion, specifically if you do need a OnePlus device, I highly suggest you not to take the OnePlus Nord, ladies and gentlemen. I think you might be well off with the OnePlus 9 Pro. It has a good set of cameras from Hasselblad, and it also had a 120 Hz refresh rate panel. Obviously, check out the OnePlus store. Link is down in the description. But it's a little bit costly than the OnePlus Nord 2. It comes around, I think so, 80. I'm not sure about the price, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen right now. You can see it. Next up, but if you're looking into other brands of phones, specifically in the 30 to 40 range, 40 rupees range, then I got some list for you, ladies and gentlemen. First off, let me start off my favorite brand, ladies and gentlemen, Apple. I've been using Apple devices. I've edited this video on an Apple. I have bought an Apple MacBook Pro. I'm a huge Apple fan, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the Apple SE2, it comes, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit higher than the OnePlus Nord 2. It comes around, let's say it's 42V, but you can get a good price if you visit Amazon.com or just to give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying, the Apple SE2, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most best smartphones right now out there. And I know it is a little bit pricey than the OnePlus Nord 2, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, it has more features than the OnePlus Nord 2. Well, if you do need it in a less range, I highly suggest you to take a second used one. Yeah, what am I saying? My voice is all blabbered. But you can get a used one for easily around 20 to 30k, maybe in the 35k when you select the high storage option. But it is good, and also the softwares on this, it's gonna last you a lifetime. As mentioned above, the Apple software is one of the greatest softwares in the entire world, and they're giving software to you probably like for the next 5 or 6 years. So as we have seen, the latest iOS 15 update start from the iPhone 5 SE, ladies and gentlemen. No, but that's an old phone. From that, they're starting their software update until the iPhone 13 range they are providing. So software is not gonna be issue. And probably you might be thinking, what am I telling about the good software than the Oxygen OS on the OnePlus? Yes, I know Oxygen OS is also another good software, but also remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a company that provides update for only the next 1 or 2 years. Well, if OnePlus Nord 2 is a successful model and the other models are not yet in market and not yet, coming in, then they might provide software for the next 2 or 3 years. But probably OnePlus is not going to do that in today's spec and today's speed, ladies and gentlemen, that they're going on. I think they're going each year with a new model, and probably this software is going to come for next 2 years or so. So also take that into mind. If you're looking into softwares and a lot of changes, probably you might be ought to avoid the OnePlus brand. Well, it's a good brand, but for software it's not. Yep, that's one thing. And Apple, that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the Apple. And also, if you do need another other specs, other kind of Apple devices that are on the same price of the 30k market, then I suggest you to take the iPhone SE or I think the 10 is also coming in this price point. I think so. I'm not sure. I think these are some of the phones. Maybe I'll put what on phones that you can get another 30k or 40k, maybe used as well as new on the screen right now. You can see it. This is on this side. Probably that's all the phones that Apple has. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, obviously Samsung. Samsung has a lot of range starting from the price point of 10k up to 30k. You can select a lot of models. If you go to their website, they can brand you off. Well, check out the Samsung stores also as well as the Apple stores. Both links are down in the description. Go check it out. Feel free to hit the like button while you're down. Anyway, on the Samsung. Next up is gonna be a little bit weird, ladies and gentlemen. We got Vivo, Xiaomi, me, that company, and these are the three companies other than OnePlus, ladies and gentlemen, that you can or might choose. It's 50-40% choice. Well, as mentioned below, OnePlus, Vivo, Xiaomi, all the other brands are under one roof known as BBK Electronics from China. I have already told this in my first impressions video. So these are the other spectrum of phones that you might consider buying if you are into that sort of thing. But these are the phones that I might suggest you buying if you do need a good branded phone and value for money, and if you do need to resell it in a couple of years, then you might go with the Apple. First choice is going to be the Apple, second choice is going to be the Samsung, third choice is going to be the OnePlus, and the other brands of smartphones like the Motorola, Micromax, Vivo, Xiaomi, and other smartphone brands next only. I probably will not suggest you to take these brands, but if you do like it, it's your personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. But for the value of money and value of the phone as well as the resale properties, I suggest you to take Apple first, Samsung as well as the OnePlus. These are the three brands that I recommend, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you really like this video. Well, ignore whatever's back in the background. Some restoration work is going on at my studio, so I have to keep my things wide over. So ignore that. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the audio of this too. Well, that's all for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to see more of it, message me private on Instagram at SUNILS. Link is also down in the description. Well, that's all. Well, live your life, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Peace.